Morning, students. This is Miss Kristen speaking. How are you today? I hope that all of you are doing well, yeah? Okay, today we are going to discuss a new topic for you. Can anyone guess it? All right, today's topic that we are going to discuss is comparative adjectives. What are comparative adjectives? Before we discuss it more, I want you to watch a video from YouTube. This video is about Ben, who is a wizard with his marvel spells. I will play the video for once only, so you must watch the video carefully. Okay, let's watch the video.
Hello, I'm Ben. I'm a wizard, and I go to wizard school. I have a magic wand. I like doing spells to help people. Look, poor Lucy can't reach the candies on the top shelf. Let's help her. Zap! Good. Now she is much taller. John is late for his bus to school. He's not fast enough to catch it. Zap! Now he's much faster. Mary and Kate are playing on a seesaw. Oh dear, Mary isn't heavy enough. Zap! Now she's heavier. Helen and Harry want to play tennis, but the weather isn't very good. Zap! Now the weather is better. Peter is hungry, but he only has a little biscuit for lunch. Poor Peter. Zap! Now this biscuit is much bigger. Susie wants to go to her friend's birthday party, but her dress isn't very beautiful. Zap! Now it is much more beautiful. Ken wants to wear his old baseball cap, but now it is too small for him. Zap! Now his head is much smaller, so it fits. Claire is going too fast downhill. She can't stop. Zap! Okay, now she is going much slower. Sarah's picture is nice, but she doesn't have many paints. It isn't very colorful. Zap! Great! Now it's much more colorful. Colin's belt is too long. Zap! Now it's much shorter. Look! Lisa has baked a cake. Oh dear, she's cooked it for too long. It is black. What a bad cake. Let's help her. Zap! Oh no! Sometimes my wand makes mistakes. Now the cake is worse. I should go home now before I get into any more trouble.
Okay, students, we have finished watching the video. Do you like the video? After watching the video, do you want to be a wizard? I hope that all of you like the video and become entertained with this. All right, to check your understanding toward the video, I will ask you 4 questions which relate with the video. Are you ready, students? Okay, let's see the first question. So the first question is, what is the wizard name? Do you still remember the wizard's name, students? I will give you 3 seconds to answer this question. 3, 2, 1, time's up. All right, the wizard's name is Ben. Okay, now let's move to the second question. So the second question is, what can the wizard do with his spells? I will give you 3 seconds to think the answer. Okay? 3, 2, 1, time's up. So the correct answer is the wizard uses his spells to help people. All right, let's proceed to the next question. So the third question is, what happened to Lucy after being hit by the wizard spells? For this question, I will give you 3 seconds to think the answer. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Did you guess the answer correctly? Okay, I hope that you can guess the answer correctly. So the correct answer is Lucy has become taller than before. So she can reach the candies on the top shelf. Okay, now let's move to the last question. The last question is, what happened to Sarah's picture after being hit by the wizard spells? For this question, I will give you 3 seconds to think about the answer. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Time's up. So the correct answer is Sarah's picture is more colorful than before. Okay, that's all for the discussion section of a Ben the Wizard video. Now let's move to the next activity. Okay, look at these sentences. I have chosen 4 sentences from the video. I will read the sentences one by one for you. While I read those sentences, I want you to pay attention to those sentences carefully. Okay, let's start. Lucy cannot reach the candies on the top shelf. Now she is taller than before. Mary is not heavy enough from Rina. Now she is heavier than Rina. Sarah's picture is not colorful because she has not any paints. Now her picture is more colorful than before. Helen and Harry cannot play tennis because the weather is not good. Now the weather is better than before. Alright, students, I have finished reading the sentences. So what do you find when you pay attention to the sentences? Did you notice the red ink words? Yeah, the red ink words are comparative adjectives. What are comparative adjectives? Comparative adjectives is used to compare two nouns like people, places, or things. And it is tell us how noun is different from the other. The examples of comparative adjective is smarter, slower, more beautiful, better, and etc. Okay, for the form is subject plus verb plus comparative adjective plus then plus object. Okay, students, that's all from me. The next explanation about comparative adjective will be explained by Miss Sweethsy.
Thank you, Miss Christine, for the opportunity. Hi, everyone. Now you are with me, Miss Sweethsy. After listening to a general explanation about comparative adjectives, now we will discuss what are the rules of comparative adjective and how we use them. There are two kinds of comparative adjective. The first one is regular comparative adjective, and the second one is irregular comparative adjectives. Let's talk about regular comparative adjective first. The first rule is an adjective with one syllable. If an adjective has only one syllable, then the comparative adjectives form becomes adjective plus ending with er. For example of adjective with one syllable are long, slow, big, clean, and etc. Then add the ending with er to the adjective. So the comparative adjective becomes longer, slower, bigger, and cleaner. Now let's look at the example sentence from the video. Lucy cannot reach the candies on the top shelf. Now she is taller than before. Lucy wasn't tall enough, so Ben the Wizard spelled her to be taller than before. What is the comparative adjectives? Did you say taller? Yes, that's right, taller. Taller comes from one syllable adjectives, tall. Then adds the er at the end of the word, so becomes taller. The subject is she, The word is the verb, and the comparative adjective is taller. Don't forget to add then and the object. The second rule is two syllables ending with y. If there are adjectives with two syllables ending in y, for example, lazy, hungry, and noisy, the comparative adjectives forms become adjective plus er, but change the y ending to I. For example, lazier, hungrier, and noisier. Let's look at the sample sentence from the video. Mary is not happy enough than Rina. Now she is happier than Rina. After then the wizard spelled Mary, now Mary become happier. Happier become comes from two syllables, adjectives, from happy. Okay, what is the subject of the sentence? Did you say Mary or she? Yes, the subject is Mary or she. The verb is the word is, and the comparative adjective is happier. Don't forget to add then, and the object is Rina. Okay, for the third rule is two syllables or more. For example, like beautiful, difficult, and modern. If the adjective has two syllables or more, we add the more in front of the adjectives. So it becomes more beautiful, more modern, and more difficult. Let's look at the examples from the video. Sarah's picture is not colorful because she hasn't any paints. Now her picture is more colorful than before. After Ben the wizard spelled her picture, now it changed become more colorful. Okay, student, how many syllables are there in the word colorful? Colorful. Yes, there are three syllables. So adds more in front of colorful. The subject is her picture. The verb is the word is, and add the word then and the object. Okay, now we move to the second kind of comparative adjectives, the irregular comparative adjectives. Some adjectives do not have the same role as, or it is a special adjectives. For example, like good, bad, poor, and little. In English, we don't say better. So this adjective has a special comparative adjectives. For example, bad becomes worse, poor becomes further or farther, and little becomes less. Look at the sentences. Helen and Harry cannot play tennis because the weather isn't good. Now the weather is better than before. After Ben spelled the weather, it's become better or sunny. The adjective good becomes better. Okay, student, what is the subject? Did you say the weather? Yes, the weather is the subject. And the verb is the word is. And don't forget to add then and the object. Okay, everyone, after this, there will be a practice which will be led by Miss Cecile. Okay, Miss Cecile, time is yours.
Thank you, Miss Sweetsy, for the opportunity. Hello, everyone. So in these sessions, you will do some practice with me, Miss Cecile. There are 5 questions related with the topic that have been discussed in the previous part with Miss Christine and Miss Sweetsy. So let's see the exercise number 1. Okay, the question is, Kevin is blah 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 than Dio, and the options are A, taller, B, more tall, C, more taller, and D, shorter. I will give you 3 seconds to think of the correct answer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what is the answer? Is the answer is A, taller, or B, more tall, or C, more taller, or D, shorter? So if your answer is A, taller, your answer is correct. Kevin is taller than Rio. Why is it taller? Because you can see Kevin is 145 centimeters and Rio is 130 centimeters. And for the word tall, there are just one syllable and you need to add er at the end. So it becomes taller. Kevin is taller than Rio. Next, the questions is the red purse is blah blah blah, then the purple pencil case. The options are A, expensive, B, more expensive, C, cheap, and D, cheaper. I will give you 3 seconds to think of the correct answer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what is the answer? Is it A, expensive, or C, cheap, or D, cheaper? If your answer is A, expensive, your answer is wrong. If your answer is B, your answer is correct. More expensive. So the red first is more expensive than the purple pencil case. Why is it more expensive? Because the word expensive, there are more than 2 syllables. So you need to add the word more expensive. Next, the question is vegetables are blah 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 then junk foods. And the options are A, health, B, more health, C, healthier, and D, healthy. I will give you 3 seconds to think of the correct answer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what is your answer, students? Is your answer is A, health, or B, more health, or C, healthier, or D, healthy? If your answer is A, so your answer is wrong. If your answer is B, your answer is also wrong. If your answer is D, your answer is also wrong. Then if your answer is C, your answer is correct. Healthier. Vegetables are healthier than junk food. Next, the question is painting B is blah blah blah, then painting A. And the options are A, good, B, gooder, C, better, and D, worse. I will give you 3 seconds to think of the answer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, time's up. So, what is the correct answer? Is it good or gooder or better or worse? If your answer is good, so your answer is wrong. If your answer is gooder, your answer is also wrong. If your answer is better, yeah, your answer is correct. Painting B is better than painting A. Why is it better? Because this is irregular comparative adjective. So the word good becomes better. Next. Yeah, this is the last questions. The Saturn to the sun is blah blah blah, then the earth to the sun. The options are A, far, B, further or farther, C, more far, and D, closer. I will give you 3 seconds to think of the correct answer. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay, what is the answer? Is it far or further or farther or more far or closer? If your answer is A, then your answer is wrong. If your answer is C, your answer is also wrong. If your answer is D, your answer is also wrong. And if your answer is B, your answer is correct. further or farther. The Saturn to the Sun is far further or farther than the Earth to the Sun. Why is it further or farther? Because this is also irregular comparative adjective. So the word far becomes further or farther. Next. Yeah, what have you learned today, students? So today we have learned about comparative adjective. There are two kinds of comparative adjective, such as regular comparative adjective and irregular comparative adjective. In the regular comparative adjective, it is divided into three parts. For the first part, is it for one syllable? For the second, is it for two syllable and with the ending y? And for the last, is it for two syllable or more? And for the irregular comparative adjective, you need to remember that there are no specific forms. For example, the word far become further or farther, and the word bad become worse. So those are the important things that we have learned today. And now we are at the end of today's learning sessions. Thank you for studying with us and see you.